Hi, Sharks. Happy Money Monday. Um, I hope everyone's doing okay with the time change. It's a little strange for me. Um, I'm originally from New York, and a lot of my clients are still in New York. And now that I'm in Arizona, we actually don't do daylight savings time. So it kind of just messes up all my appointments for, to with an hour difference, which I mean, I feel like when it's only because half of the year we're a 3 hour time difference, half of the year we're a 2 hour time difference, which kind of makes these lives kind of weird because when I started them, they were really, on Eastern time. And so I've kind of just kept to that, but now it makes it so it's later here in Arizona when I'm normally doing these an hour earlier. So it's a little something to get used to. Maybe I'll think about how I'm going to do it going forward if I want to keep it this way, but I think for now I'm just going to do it. So if you're in Arizona, it is now 7 p.m. instead of 6 p.m., and that's when I will be going live. Um, Going to stick with my 9 p.m. Eastern for the time being. With my podcast, though, I I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with a 5 p.m. Arizona time because I have the next month with guests scheduled out for you. So be aware of that. If you don't know, my podcast is Galit Speaks, and it's every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Arizona time. This past Wednesday was a little bit different. We had a really cool episode with some friends. I was in Orlando last week at a scuba diving convention and got to bring you a special edition where we talked about like some crazy stuff. So I hope you go and tune into that. This week on Money Monday, though, we are going to talk about the holidays. So we know as soon as Halloween is over, like in the malls, in the stores, Christmas is in full swing and it has begun. And the holidays start to be on everybody's mind. I want to remind you because we all know we got a couple of things happening before Christmas, before New Year's, before Hanukkah. We've got Thanksgiving that's going to happen. We've got Black Friday. Those are big deals when you're talking about money, right? Thanksgiving, you sometimes have an entire family coming, an extended family coming that you're going to cook for. Some people have Thanksgiving and they have Friendsgiving. So it can be a really stressful time when you factor in inflation. And unfortunately, right now, we do have to factor in inflation. So, the way we start, I want you to think about who and what is important to you right now. Where does your intention lie? And if you've been following me for a while, you know I love that word, intention. So, are you going to make it a big family meal for Thanksgiving? Are you planning on doing a Friendsgiving? How can you make it less stressful financially on one family, on one household? Because even people that have a job right now, they might be struggling or they're living a little bit differently than they would have before. I know I am. I know I go into the supermarket and I look at prices and I'm just like, I don't know that I want to buy that for that much right now. I am going to buy this other thing where, you know, I didn't necessarily have to think twice before. Or, like sometimes I'm like, I just don't feel right paying this much for this item and I'm going to hold off on buying this item. So, people are thinking a little bit differently, and we have to acknowledge that, and we have to, make the families that are going out of their way to do something a little less stress. So think about potlucks, think about sharing expenses, think about ways that you can kind of make sure that you're not overburdening someone else's household. And the best kind of way to do this is to talk to them, see what they really need, see if they're interested in having a potluck. Like some people maybe, no, I'm good. I saved for this. I know what I'm doing. I do this every year. I've got my tips, my tricks, my hacks, whatever it is. They might be great. They might not be, but you won't know unless you ask. So take the extra few minutes, give them a call, see how they're doing, what they're planning, and just ask the question. It doesn't hurt to ask. So that's what I want you to think about for Thanksgiving. Think about what you can contribute that feels within your means and doesn't feel like you're going out of your, out of your comfort zone financially. And now let's move on to holidays, because I know that they're coming and they're coming quickly. So we are about 6 weeks out from Christmas. And so Black Friday comes before. So if you're going to, think about things that you can buy, if you've started shopping for gifts, maybe think about Black Friday deals that you could take advantage of. I know that a lot of people started having Black Friday deals kind of earlier in the past years. I think that'll be a trend again this year. I've actually seen last month, my photographer was doing a Black Friday, an early Black Friday special for her birthday, which was October 25th. So that was like the month before Black Friday sale. And when you see things like that, take advantage of them, and you've got 6 weeks to save. So make a list today, see what each item costs, and then divide it by 6 weeks and see how much you need to save each week to be able to have that amount of money in 6 weeks. Because the idea is that even if you're paying for things on credit card, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because maybe you're looking at points deals, maybe you're looking at cash back, and it's okay to pay for things with credit cards, to pay them back without accruing interest. So make sure that you're saving enough so that by the end of the 6 weeks, you are not going into debt, and then you don't spend your new year in debt and trying to figure out how to get yourself out of it. There is something cool that I saw recently, and I'm just going to read it to you because I think it kind of sums up as well what you could possibly be doing instead of buying gifts. So, and I think this is very important because I know that I've been guilty of this, of buying things that might be pretty, might be cute, might be some like home decor that they don't have, but they don't need either. And so here it is. Before you go and buy a bunch of stuff for your family and friends this holiday season, ask them what they really need. So again, this is the theme of today, the theme of this week, the theme of Money Monday today is ask what people really need. Don't just assume. Let's talk. Let's have an open and honest conversation with each other. Okay, I'll go back. Maybe they need help with utility bill, a car payment, or the rent. Maybe they need a kid-free night and could use a free babysitter. Maybe they could use a home-cooked meal. Maybe they need someone to listen to them over a cup of coffee. Maybe they don't know what to ask for and are too embarrassed to ask. Maybe you could be the one to give them exactly what they need this season rather than some stuff they'll never use. That's powerful. ask them what they need. It doesn't necessarily have to come out of, out of your wallet. You can, and I know that a lot of people could totally use like a date night with their significant other and would love to have a free babysitter just one night. If that could be something that you gift them, that is worth so much for parents. A home cooked meal. I would so much rather have somebody, I don't know, pay a bill for me than get me something that I don't need. Like if someone could pay a phone bill, a utility bill, could just like bless me with like, here, I've got you covered on this one thing that you don't have to worry about this month. Like that's real. That feels that feels like I'm being taken care of, like we're taking care of each other. Whereas if you're just buying things for them just to buy it so that you've got a gift under the tree, that doesn't feel the same way. Yes, they get the joy of unwrapping it, but you could also give them, a box with their bill paid in it, or make, like a cool envelope, or your card could have that and you could stick that under the tree. You could make something homemade and put it under the tree. Like there are so many ways to go at this that don't involve you buying things that aren't necessary for that family. And I know during this time where inflation is high and people are struggling and people are feeling like their money is not stretching the way that it did before, having something taken care of rather than having more stuff that they don't need or that they have to find a place for in their house, because that is a struggle. It's funny, I thought like in New York, I thought it was a struggle because like that, there's just not a ton of space in New York and your place is not usually big, and you accumulate stuff and it gets out of hand. But now I'm in Arizona where my space is way bigger and it's just me and my husband and we're just two of us, but stuff accumulates. It's everywhere. And so gifting someone more stuff that they have to store is not always the way to go. But taking care of something, making them feel loved, seen, cared for, that is the way that you want to go. That's the way I want to feel this holiday season, right? So you got 6 weeks. Start brainstorming today. If you think of anything really cool, you want to share some tips with me, you want to share how you're going to be doing your Thanksgiving or your Friendsgiving, what sales you're taking advantage of for Black Friday, what you spoke to your family about and what they actually want for the holidays. I want to know. I want to know it all. So please come here. Please comment on this video. If you're watching this now or on the replay, please like, subscribe, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Tell me what you want me to talk about next week on Money Monday. I'm probably going to continue this holiday theme and give you more tips and more info as the weeks progress. But we're at 6 weeks. It's time to think about holiday season, and after that, think about starting 2023. 2023. Think about that. Oh my gosh. Start 2023 off with a new attitude towards money and how we can grow together in 2023. You need to speak to me, Financial Sharktress, on everything. Financial Sharktress on YouTube, on Instagram, Galit at financialsharktress.com if you want to email me. I'm here for you. I want to hear it. I want to know how you're getting along. And as always, if you want just a free 15-minute session just to talk to me and I'll give you as much information as I can, that's always available. So please take advantage of it. And I will see you on Wednesday for a podcast episode on my Galit Speaks channels. And if not, I will see you next Money Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Have an amazing night. Happy Money Monday. Bye, Sharks.